Hi there, SixofQueens here, and learning still sucks. It's really kind of a hot, humid day today. Well, it's humid in here at the very least. And there's a fly buzzing around in here, so it's not going to surprise me much if I find later on that I landed on the camera lens or something like that. And you probably see it buzzing by a few times. Anyway, at the end of last week, I started working on the piece Parisian Street Scene, not Persian Street Scene, as I misread it beforehand. And actually, I think that's part of the reason why I thought that it was sounding really odd, because, right, especially in this booklet, a piece called Persian Street Scene, kind of expect it to have a certain sound quality to it, a little, stereotypical. There was a piece earlier on in here that I think was called Persian Market. I'm going to find it just randomly flipping through. That had that kind of, stereotypical old Middle Eastern Persian kind of sound to it. And, the one that you'll hear in movies and all that stuff. And I was expecting Parisian Street Scene, when I thought it was Persian Street Scene, to have that sound. And when it didn't, it made it sound really odd. So had an expectation, and that led me to believe that it was incorrect. When I listened to it being played, I was playing it correctly, for the most part, not really focusing all that much on the pedal work at that point. Whew, that Red Bull's coming up. But left me with at least some confidence to be able to go ahead and go forward and keep working on it. Missed a session yesterday, just really didn't feel like coming in here, but here I am today. At least I managed to get the 4 sessions in last week, and hopefully I can get 4, and if Saturday works out like this past Saturday did, maybe I can still manage to squeeze out 5, but 4 in a week, still not bad. So, with all that out of the way, gonna get this practice session started off with a little bit of nice warm-up. Need to trim my nails. I still can't get that transition very fast. Well, that wasn't the best. Moving on. Parisian Street Scene. A lot of pedal work on this one, and I didn't really focus on it so much last time. I don't know if I'm going to get to a metronome run this time, to be perfectly honest, because there's a lot to get down on this one. So, timer started. Let's go. Probably didn't come through with the mic, but storm's coming through, and hopefully it doesn't knock out the power to the building partway through recording this. Granted, I don't think it's ever knocked out the power in the building before, and there's been a lot crazier storms, so we'll see. I mean, just my luck. All right. How the fuck does this go again? ABD. Let's see. E flat. That's what it was. That's a hard one to remember. That's not a really natural combination of fingers to use. A, B, and D on the right hand. And switching to the off fingers that I hadn't been using for the others, but it's a lot of having to think about it. It's not very natural. Yeah, C, C, C. E, E, C, E, B, B. Oh no, my hand is off. guess I should start subbing in the pedal work for this. All right, so what is the best order to do this? It's hit and then step, right? That feels fucking awful. Messy as hell. Okay, okay. Uh, that was basically it. And it only took me about 10 minutes to go from the point where I couldn't sub in the pedal work on this at all. I'm actually, there's not as much stuff that's happened with the pedal, or not as many pieces that have involved intricate sustained pedal work before this one. It's not that it hasn't come up at all, but this one cuts in like partway through ties and well, not ties, legato ties and stuff like that, and then happening and breaking between each measure within the bars, especially on the first two bars in particular, which is quite challenging to do all of those changes at once, and then having to time when you hit the pedal so that you're only catching the notes that you want to catch and not catching the tail end of the prior notes. So having to like play, that's not it. Hit it and then step, not do them at the same time, or do it preemptively so that you can catch yourself. So if you do it preemptively, then I'm partially catching what I'm doing on my right hand, which is not how the piece wants to go, especially on the because if I do it preemptively, then it's and that G is lingering in it, which is not supposed to be within the instead of at least by the notation here. So, all right. I don't think I'm going to move on to the 96 or start with the metronome yet, but I don't know, a few more times through this slowly, or as many as I can get in 3.5 minutes, and see if I can keep up with it. Cool. Missed it by 1 bar just because of the timer. I didn't want to keep playing through with that going off for another 10 seconds because that'd be annoying as hell. But that went really well. I feel it went really well. I'm really pleased with the progress that I made on that. Especially with the pedal work. That was the main kind of issue that I felt I was going to have with that. And I think I'm getting a pretty good grasp of it. Doing it at speed. So because this is all eighth notes. So it's going to be, let's see, let me actually get on the right keys. Yeah. Yeah. Bunch of craziness. Doing that switch up really quickly and also trying to keep the dynamics of the pedal in mind is going to be at least a full session, if not maybe 2 full sessions, of extreme frustration and aggravation. So, looking forward to that in the next couple of days. But I don't want to call it too soon, but I'll probably have that done by the end of the week. And then a classic piece coming up after that, which will introduce dotted quarter notes. But all of that is for another lesson. So, if you'd like to see what it took for me to get this far, then you can either click up here or the link in the description below to catch the entire series from the very beginning. And if you'd like to find out where I go from here, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload next. Let's see what, if anything, I learn next time.